If we did not know it before, we do now. The second-ranked Cardinals do not like to lose at home. Hey, you would sell your soul for that many titles. At least we have a soul. Oh, okay there, Louisville Mike. Clearly, it is a house divided here.
Eric, I gotta tell you, I'm excited to see Lamar Jackson play tomorrow, but I know this, he's gonna have it tough because he's not only gonna have to deal with this, the Mississippi State cowbell, he's also going to have to deal with that defense, and that is no joke. Now, back to Pitino. Mentioned he left the facility about an hour ago at the entrance down there. We were the only ones who were able to catch up with him as he left the building. Coach, can you tell us anything?
Guys, you don't belong on this property.
The eclipse was last week, and now everybody is wondering what to do with these glasses. I think I figured them out. You put them on, you watch the Reds play, and you miss all the bad plays. Louisville had a 4-point lead against top-ranked Virginia. It looked like they were about to storm the court, and instead, everyone storms out unhappy as the Cards somehow lose this one. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You versus Ali. Who would win?
Well, you couldn't really say that because I learned from Ali.
Always dreaming, able to overcome some sloppy conditions here at Churchill Downs and able to overcome some behavioral issues in the days leading up to the race.
Lift up, it's kind of heavy. It's kind of snug. That's probably a good thing, because chances are you're going to get hit.
It almost looks fake, doesn't it?
And I, for one, welcome our alien overlord.
Can you believe that?
As far as national anthem singers go, the Louisville Bats hit it right out of the park with Friday night's performer.
Oh, say, can you see?
He's got such a deep, strong, low voice.
By the dawn's early light.
And it just resonates throughout the whole stadium.
What's so proud?
It was that voice that first caught the attention of Bats VP Greg Galliette. But it didn't take long for him to realize Brad Mann was unlike any singer he'd ever met before.
The rest of his story as it started to unfold and I learned more about him is just even more amazing.
Well, first of all, I'm partially blind, and I was also diagnosed with what is called Asperger's disorder, which is a form of autism.
As one can probably imagine, getting around in life, let alone a ballpark, isn't easy for the 41-year-old. But when it comes to following his passion, there is nothing that can stand in his way.
The fact that he lives by himself, he takes care of himself, he finds his own transportation down here and also heading back to his where he lives. It just totally blows me away.
Ever since making his debut a few years ago, Brad's become a favorite right here at Louisville Slugger Field. In fact, when the team was asked to deliver a singer for this past season's ACC tournament, one of the first people they thought of was Brad.
We had him sing the anthem for one game, then we brought him back on the finals, the championship day, and when he sang God Bless America, the coaches just stopped in the middle of the game and came over and both shook his hand.
It was another rousing ovation for Brad, something he says never gets old.
When I hear the crowd applauding for me at the end, I mean, that really is an encouragement to me because, you know, just letting them know that how well I'm doing.
Mike Lacett, WDRB Sports. For 17-year-old Madison Williams, there isn't a better softball coach in the world than her father, Stan. A man that always gives his best to get her best.
Sometimes he was calm, sometimes not so much. He would yell at all of us, probably me more than other people just because I'm his daughter.
But this summer, Stan isn't yelling. He can't. The 48-year-old is silenced by ALS, a disease he was diagnosed with last year. Since the spring, he's lost 100 pounds and is now confined to a wheelchair.
It was just very hard to take in. He can't walk. He has a feeding tube, struggles with talking. When I go back and look at pictures, I'm like, wow. Whoa, B. Whoa, B.
But in spite of the disease, Stan has not stopped coaching Madison, or her team, the Fern Creek 16 and under All-Stars. Stan communicates to his team through text messages and through a special computer program. He no longer has control of his body, but he still has a say in what his team does on the field.
I watch the games and observe what is going on. I have coached some of these girls since they were 7 and 8 years old. They are like family to me.
The Fern Creek All-Stars leave this week for the Babe Ruth World Series in Florida. Stan will be there, coaching his team and his daughter Madison for perhaps one last time.
He's helped me ever since I first started, so it'd be weird not having him out here.
Spending time with my daughters and these girls give me something to smile about each and every day I get to see them.
He's giving it all he has, because after all, that's all he ever wanted from her. Mike Lacett, WDRB Sports. Some might be intimidated by the big stage of Madison Square Garden, but not those guys, not the Louisville Cardinals. Over the years, they seem to rise to the occasion at the world's most famous arena, and today against Memphis, no exception. Cards looking to win their 10th straight at MSG. They were feeling it early on from downtown. Second half starting to build a nice lead. First, the big block from Anis Mahmoud, one of 7 rejections for him. That would eventually lead to this. Quentin Snyder left alone, and he makes him pay with a 3. Team high 19 for Snyder. Louisville up 13. Memphis not going quietly. Jeremiah Martin with the jumper. That's capped off a 7-0 run for Memphis. Tubby Smith's team within 4. But they would get no closer. Cards going back to the deep ball. Dang Adele, 3 of his 15. Louisville as a team hit a season high 14 threes today. That one put them up 7. Then later, just to drive the point home, Snyder to Ray Spalding. Big finish. Spalding had 12. Louisville gets the win 81-72. Cardinals have now won 4 straight. Meanwhile, in Lexington, can't deny the Wildcats have been improving, but let's face it, they really have not been tested. In fact, before today's game with Virginia Tech, UK hadn't played a Power 5 team since their loss to Kansas last month. Header up, and in case you're wondering, Quade Green's not modeling for Ray-Ban. He's wearing those shades after getting poked in the eye. They seem to work for him. First half, Green driving and scoring 2 of his 17. Also dished out 5 assists. Virginia Tech, though, not backing down. Ahmad Hill, one of the Hokies' 7 first half threes. He led Tech with 20. Hokies up 6 at the half, and John Calipari did not like it one bit. Second half, UK got its act together. Off the miss, Quade Green leading the charge. Down court, Kevin Knox. And Knox would not be denied. The big and 1. He had a game-high 21. And less than minutes ago, Cats up 2. It's Hamidou Diallo with the dagger. He had 20. Wildcats take it 93-86. They won 6 in a row. John Lewis and Eric Crawford with a postgame now from Rupp. Yeah, guys, a lot of big games for UK coming up. Well, we've still got more basketball coming up tonight. They got some extra basketball today in Indianapolis. Up next, we'll show you how the Hoosiers were able to come back and stun 18th-ranked Notre Dame in overtime.